have ever struggled to get an open house from a listing agent who maybe you didn't know, I am here to tell you and give you some tips on how to get successful open houses on the books so that way you can do as many as you can every single week, start getting those buyers, start getting those sellers. My name is Ali Garced. I'm here making these videos for you to help you out no matter what brokerage you're in, because on the receiving side as a listing agent, I have seen some things that where I choose to give open houses to some agents over others. So I'm here to tell you exactly why. If you're looking to do open houses in order to get more leads in the pipeline, then I highly suggest, one, working with someone that you know. Preferably someone in your brokerage, of course, because a lot of brokerages have that rule where you can only host open houses for those within that same brokerage. Check also, as always, with your broker for your rules. However, assuming that you're in a brokerage and there are a lot of listings where you realize that there aren't any open houses for, you can go ahead and talk to that agent. And this is where a lot of agents mess up. As the listing agent, this is what I've seen, and this is what irks me. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my personality, but I know that other listing agents have felt the same way too, some. So here, as soon as a listing agent posts their listing as live, if it's in a really good neighborhood and it's a higher price point, they are inundated with text messages from agents within their brokerage saying, hey, can I host an open house? Hey, I want to host that open house. I want to host this open house on Friday or Saturday or whatever. Hey, can I get an open house? And we're getting these texts a lot, again, especially if that property is in a prime location. And where a lot of people go wrong is, one, in that text message. If you do not stand out in your initial text to a listing agent, you're never going to get the open house. Always assume that there are other agents also trying to get that open house, but you need to beat them, right? So how do you make your text stand out? One, I would say maybe not do it as a text message, maybe call them first. A lot of people are just saying that one canned line. Hi, I see that you have a listing. I want to host the open house. Can I? And that's it. That's pretty much all agents say, and it is therefore so easy to stand out from the other agents that are just giving the bare minimum. So what are you going to do? You're going to call the listing agent, and if for some reason you don't like calling, then text them a video of you introducing yourself. Hey, Mary, I know that you don't know who I am, but my name is Ali Garced. I am looking to get 6 open houses on the books this week for me, and I saw that you have a listing on 6179 South Reed Bunting Drive. That's a beautiful listing. I would love to do an open house for you this Friday, exact times, this Saturday, exact times, and this Sunday, exact times. Why work with me? Because I'm going to tell you exactly what the buyer feedback is. I'm going to tell you exactly how many parties entered the house, so that way you can bring that to your sellers. And if there's anything that I notice as well, I'd love to give you some feedback. I plan on bringing some balloons to the property. I'll door knock beforehand. I'll invite the neighbors. And if there's anything specifically that you'd like me to mention from the seller that's a good selling point, I'd love to know that as well. Thank you so much for your time. Just something simple like that, a 10-second video will just blow everyone else out of the water. I am telling you, it is so basic, yet no one does it. There was this one time where I got a text and the person was like, hey, I want to do the open house on your listing. That was it. I was like, which listing? Who are you? Are you in the same brokerage? I don't know. Like, why is it you're giving the burden on the listing agent for them to ask the questions in order to then screen you? No, answer all the questions that they're going to ask you. One, tell them who you are. I cannot believe how many people do not introduce themselves. Tell them a little bit about you. Even if you're brand new, who cares? Especially in that video text, you'll be able to show your personality. And tell them exactly what your goals are, what you plan on doing in the open house. And the cherry on top is that you're going to give them feedback. So that way they can talk to their sellers and they can be in the best light in their seller's eyes. If you make the listing agent look good, they're going to love you. And guess what? That's not going to be your only open house with them. They're going to continue asking you. Trust me, I know. There are some people that I love hosting my open houses for. I'm like, hey, I have a listing coming up. Are you available this Saturday and Sunday before we go live? And they're like, yes, hook me up. Open houses, as you know, they're a great way to get buyer and seller clients. So if you had been struggling with even getting in, just like in anything, you need to go above and beyond. Just assume that that listing agent is getting inundated and you need to stand out. I have seen some shady stuff where some listing agents believe that they still should get the leads even though someone else is doing the open house. So make sure you clarify that. Don't waste your time. It's pretty common that the person who is there at the open house hosting the open house, they're the ones who get the leads. So I would just make sure that that's clear on all sides. points. You don't want to have wasted your time and money and energy. But overall, that's a great way to start a relationship. Once you have secured some dates and times, then make sure that that listing agent or that TC inputs it on the MLS so that way it's live publicly on the MLS and on Zillow on all the websites. And at that point, start rock and rolling. We have an entire open house checklist that I give to my downline at eXp Realty, but I just wanted to help you get your foot in the door because I see a lot of agents struggling with this when they don't need to. Let me know your feedback. If you do not have a good mentor, then I would love to be of service to you. I am with eXp Realty. Book a call if you're considering switching brokerages. Let's see if we would be a good fit. I have these calls every single day. So if you're interested, book a call. The link is below, and I'll see you on the Zoom.